What do you do if you want to change the culture in an organisation with more than 100,000 employees? That's exactly what Mark Leeds has been working on at Royal Bank of Scotland. Mark is part of a central team that focuses on the customer experience, and he's been talking with the Customer Management Forum today.
We support around the customer experience side, so we're looking at all aspects of the customer on the journey that the customer goes through in the way where the customer interacts with the bank. But part of that also is actually understanding how our staff view the customer that maybe not be customer facing, so they'd be the people in the operational side. So how do we bring that customer to life for them? So what we've been doing over a period of time is to bring in a series of tools and techniques that helps them become more in tune with the customer that's out there. So for example, we have something called a Customer Wheel, which sounds very grand, but all it is basically like shaped like a bagel. So on the inside we have our customers, on the outside we have the services and products we provide to the customer. So what we've tried to do is immerse our staff within that, saying, okay, think about all the people you deal with in terms of that customer, and then in terms of the customer. And then think about also the individual stakeholders that you have also that help you to get that service or product to the customer. So what you're trying to do is build up a picture of all those people that they actually deal with. So if we do have a problem, if we do have an issue, if we do have to change something, then we know exactly what we've got to do that, who's going to be affected by that, and who we need to engage to say, move forward that piece of change. And on the outside, we try to get them to think about all the products and services that we provide as well, or as a team or as a centre or whatever unit we're looking at. And what then gives them is a bit of perspective around all the things that we actually do. And it's quite an interesting thing to actually get them to think, actually sit down and actually do that piece of work and actually get them on that sort of initial journey of these are the people that we serve, and these are the things that we actually do for them. It sounds a bit sort of straightforward, but you'd be amazed as to the power of actually just doing that. And it's a live document as well. It's not something that you do and think, okay, we'll put it on the wall and forget about it. It's more about, it's a working document. So for example, if you've got a backlog of work, if there's things that need changing, then you use that to inform that change going forward. And then on the back of that, then we'll also add some other additional tools in, for example CTQ trees, which sounds very grand, but Critial-To-Quality trees. So what we're trying to do there is understand what our customers' expectations are, what their demands of the service that we provide, and link to that measures that will deliver those expectations. So we're trying to align what we do as an organisation to exactly what our customers want. Then leading on from that, what we can do is actually prioritise these Critial-To-Quality elements and say, right, okay, which ones of these we absolutely have to get right, absolutely have to address. Because we know if we get them wrong, there'll be dissatisfiers for them. So things like if you go to an ATM, you want to get cash out of the hole in the wall. If it doesn't work, what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to be upset about it. So things like a change of address, a change of direct debit, standing order, get those wrong, what's going to happen? You're going to complain, you're going to moan about them. So they're things where you've probably got a high expectation that the bank's going to deliver them, and rightly so, but in terms of your satisfaction level, it's going to be quite low because, well, okay, got my cash out, wow, I've got my £20 out, I'm not going to be singing and dancing going down the high street with that. And then what we also look at is, okay, that's the things that have to be delivered, so we then look at the things that probably may make the difference on a customer interaction, so things that probably add a degree of satisfaction. And most of those are centred around the member of staff that you deal with. So in terms of how they engage with you, are they helpful, are they knowledgeable, are they delivering what they're saying they're going to do? So they're the things that we can influence on the softer skill side to improve that interaction with the customer. Then at the top of the scale, we've got what we call the delighters on the Kano, things that the customer probably hasn't got too much of an idea is going to happen, so low expectation, but wow, if we deliver them, then really going to drive some really good satisfaction. Delighters are somewhat dangerous in the sense that what a delight is now will quickly fall back and come satisfied and then become dissatisfied, so especially things where technology is involved. So that's the Kano model. It's a way of taking those Critial-To-Quality elements and actually plotting those, excuse me, plotting those and actually see where they fit on that Kano and actually which are the things that we must deliver. These are great pictorial representations of the customer. So what you're trying to do with all this is immerse your staff in them. So the customer wheel, it goes up on the huddle boards or around the business and displayed. Kano as well, CTQs as well, all displayed for everyone to see, and our working documents that are used day in and day out. The focus on the customer, it has improved markedly across the board. We've seen improvements in customer quality measures in terms of NPS, Net Promoter Score, and customer satisfaction scores as well. And on the other side, there's also a staff engagement piece as well, because we're now engaging the staff far more than we ever did in terms of them getting them to think about the customer and actually using them to think about, okay, this is what we're doing at the moment in terms of the service, what can we do to improve that? So they're getting a greater enjoyment out of doing that sort of stuff.